you comment on the drones?
Mysterious drones. The mysterious drones.
Steve here, and today we've got a wild lineup of clips ranging from UFO sightings to never-before-seen footage of cryptids that will blow your mind. Ready? Let's dive right in. We kick off today's episode with a series of clips that have left the paranormal world divided.
It's been up there for at least 4 hours. It's not a normal hour. And if you can see it, it's moving. I think it's just we'll try to read some.
This clip comes all the way from New Jersey, and if you watched our last episode, you won't be too surprised about that. When I first saw this clip, I assumed the rounded rectangular light-looking thing was some sort of light or design placed on a tree. I mean, this clip was allegedly recorded on the 16th of December this year, so it would make sense to think it might be some Christmas decor. A closer look at the clip, however, and you realize it's actually in the sky.
Look at this thing. This is nuts. Just got a spotlight on it. I can't see inside it. What is going on right now?
The individual who uploaded this clip confirms this. But how's that possible? We've no planes that look like that. While that's true, recent evidence has shown us the planes aren't the only things that can stay at that altitude. The first thought that I had was UFOs or UAPs at least, but the individual who uploaded it states that they're drones. The problem, however, is that no one knows whose drones they are and why it's there in the first place. Pay attention to the clip once again. You can see that the lights underneath the said drone move in a fashion that's akin to what we've come to expect from UFOs.
It's not a normal hour. And if you can see it, it's moving. I think it's just we'll try to read some. I think it's just the I've never seen a drone like that. Look at this thing.
While we're analyzing that clip, a team member brought this one to us. It had allegedly been recorded on the 14th of December this same year in Des Moines, Iowa.
Like some smart bombs or something. Look at this shit. They drone bombs or something. Look at this. What? Oh my God. What they just shot over here? Look at this.
Unlike the previous clip where it's visible, it's hard to miss. This particular one is easy to miss if you aren't paying attention. At first glance, it looks like you're watching a couple of stars till they start moving around. After a few more seconds of paying attention to the clip, you realize that these stars may not be on one side. In fact, the one who uploaded it says that it looks like they're two opposing sides.
What they done shot down? Oh my God.
Just in case it isn't clear already, the uploader doesn't think that these are stars. No, he believes they're actually something more, maybe drones or possibly UFOs. So, according to the uploader, these drones are fighting themselves in our skies, and although the clip doesn't do the whole scene justice, he describes it as one of the scariest things he's ever seen. While I want to be shocked by this, I just can't bring myself to do it. Not after everything we've seen while bringing you content on this channel. Some of the stuff are so controversial that we hesitate to put them out there. Aaron, our conspiracy theorist, states that there are ancient civilizations that describe gods and alien beings fighting in our atmospheres. When we see these clips, I wonder if these are the things they saw. Someone in Iowa, however, states that the date is wrong and that there was an ice storm in Iowa on the 14th. Not sure if that discredits the whole clip or not.
Oh my God, look. Every direction they coming. It's all over. these.
As disturbing as these events are becoming and have become, the government hesitates to make any comments or simply brushes off the topic whenever these things are mentioned. A simple yes or no will do, but we get neither. Aaron, our conspiracy theorist, has some ideas on why this might be the case. According to him, some in the paranormal community are starting to think there's a nuclear bomb threat on US soil, perhaps the areas where these drones have been seen. According to him, these drones may not be ordinary drones at all, but specialized crafts designed to find nuclear threats. Before you dismiss the thought, just think about it. He also states that there's a possibility that there's something in our skies that authorities are trying to deal with. They've not been so successful in masking their actions, leading to various slip-ups which may have made their way online as UFO encounters. Speaking of encounters, we haven't shared these with you yet, but they're also very recent. And no, this isn't in New Jersey. These clips are from other states in the United States, and they do look like we've been seeing in New Jersey so far. Many individuals who see these things are afraid of being dragged into something serious, so they don't upload at all, or do so using pseudo accounts on various paranormal platforms. When we approach them, they aren't ready to talk because they don't want any trouble.
Okay, legit, I had to pull over and pull this back up because I thought maybe it's a car party, right? There's a bunch of those weird looking Tesla vehicles over there, and I thought maybe it's like a car club. They're just all meeting up, and it's a Thursday night. I just want to show you, but there's no one over there. There's not a body, there's not a person. If it was a car club, those are pretty common around Atlanta. But look at this. I'm gonna zoom in just so you...
While I can respect that, it looks like these drones have started to affect EV cars. I know you're confused by what you are seeing, and I was the first time I saw it too, but the lady who recorded it thankfully gave some context to the clip. She was allegedly going home late at night when she spotted a couple of cars packed at one spot with their lights flickering on and off. After taking a good look, she realized that the cars were EVs, specifically Teslas. When she uploaded the clip online, many individuals felt they were related to the drone sightings. Apparently, there had been a couple in her state, and some were thinking that these drones were somehow siphoning power from the batteries of these EVs and Teslas. Many who saw the clip believed her and even accused the government of knowing something about this. Some Tesla users, however, defended this. Some stated that cars do this when they update, whereas others stated that this was nothing but a light show which can be scheduled in the Tesla up, while the Tesla defenders' comment may explain the situation with the cars. They failed to explain the situation with these streetlights, which are also alleged to have been affected by the drones.
Any of the lights flickering or anything like that, and then there was a guy in Jersey who was like, yeah, my house lights, my house lights have been going off and flickering. And she made a video of lights just like this, doing the same thing in a parking lot. I have no idea how to find that or stitch it.
Not sure what to say about all that, but this clip was uploaded recently. In it, President-elect Donald Trump was asked about these occurrences, specifically the ones involving the drones, to which he responded that the citizens deserve and ought to be told the truth. He acknowledges something strange is going on, but refuses to comment further when he's asked if he received intelligent briefing on the drone.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment.
How does that make you feel?
The government knows what is happening. They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment.
This clip comes from Tennessee, where a man was out late at night in an empty parking lot in front of a chain of stores. Out of nowhere, the streetlights around him began to flicker erratically. This second one comes from Pittsburgh, where a man was in a bustling parking lot. Once again, the street lights started flickering in the same eerie, unexplainable way. What makes this so intriguing is that in both cases, the streetlights were reportedly not faulty, ruling out typical issues like bad wiring or maintenance problems. This has led many to believe that there might be something behind these occurrences. Some are speculating that the flickering lights could be a form of coded signals from extraterrestrial beings trying to reach out to Earth. The patterns and timing of the flickers feel too deliberate to be random, or so believers claim. There's also the drones, which we've talked about already, but let's hear from you guys on this one. What do you also think?
To the lights.
I don't really know, bud.
Show to Mom.
I am at Shotgun.
This image was taken while Demi Lovato was performing on stage. Not sure if you see it, but on the dark side of the stage, there's a grotesque-looking face staring at her. You can see the eyes and nose on a slightly pale face. The music industry is said to have a dark part to it, and certain celebrities use dark forces to boost their music. Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato was not being excluded from such accusations, and this only got people talking even more. Do you think that this is proof that she's got entities working with her, or is the whole thing just pareidolia? Have you ever noticed that itchy, tingling sensation in your mouth after eating pineapple? Let me tell you why this happens. Pineapples contain tiny needle-like crystals called raphides. These crystals are made up of calcium oxalate, a compound that can irritate the sensitive tissues in your mouth and tongue. When you bite into a juicy piece of pineapple, these microscopic crystals can poke and prod, causing that itchy and scratchy sensation. But that's not all. Pineapples also have an enzyme called bromelain, which breaks down proteins. Since your mouth and tongue are full of proteins, bromelain essentially starts to break down the surface of these tissues, adding to the irritation. Don't worry though, this effect is temporary and harmless for most people. Your body quickly repairs itself and the sensation typically fades away after a little while. But bear in mind that as you're consuming the pineapple, it's also trying to take you out. A survival of the fittest, if we can say that. This video comes from Brazil. An observer captured an unusual scene in the night sky. The footage shows a strange flying object with lights flickering intermittently. Attached to the object is a trailing dark mass that sways as it moves, adding an eerie effect as it floats across the sky. Some people are convinced that it's a UFO. The way it moves, combined with a peculiar attachment, gives it an otherworldly appearance. Others, however, believe that the explanation might be more grounded, like a simple kite with LED lights, which, when flown at night, could create the illusion of something mysterious in the sky. The dark mass trailing behind could be part of the kite's tail, swaying as it moves in the wind. What are your thoughts? And just like that, we're back to the drone sightings over New Jersey, which have sparked plenty of speculation. While there's still no official confirmation, the area has seen even more strange phenomenon. Here are two clips, both taken in New Jersey, showing an eerie occurrence, hundreds of birds flocking together in the sky. The birds appear to be in a hurry, all flying in the same direction. But why? Could this sudden and unusual migration have something to do with the so-called drone sightings? Perhaps there is something in the area that's frightening the birds and driving them away. Or is this simply a case of natural migratory behavior? The combination of the drones and unusual bird behavior has left locals and online viewers alike scratching their heads.
They going somewhere. Oh my God.
A hiker in Ganado managed to capture an unsettling image while out exploring a canyon. She was observing some sheep grazing nearby when a strange noise from below caught her attention. Curious, she walked closer to the edge of the canyon and was met with a creature clinging to the rocky wall, staring back up at her. Acting quickly, she snapped this photo before fleeing to safety. Now, looking at the creature in the image, it's hard not to notice its distinct features. It has a muscular build, a prominent head, and an almost humanoid posture. The area is known to have a lot of Bigfoot sightings, and the residents all believe that this is a Bigfoot. What do you also see? A man captured a peculiar moment while driving alongside a large body of water. At first glance, the water appeared to move as you'd expect, flowing naturally with ripples and waves gliding along its surface. But then, something inexplicable happened. As he continued to drive and shifted his focus, the water seemed to stop, almost as if it had frozen in time. In the footage, you can see the water's motion halting unnaturally. What could this mean? Some suggest this could be an optical illusion caused by the interplay of car movement, lighting, and perspective. Others say this is a glitch. Have you ever experienced something like this? A man retrieved footage from his Trailcam in the Sierra Nevada mountains, California, and found something truly baffling. In the dead of night, 3 deer were out in the open being calm and playful. Everything appeared normal until something unexpected floated into the scene. A glowing orb emerged. It hovered above the deer, but what's strange is that the deer, typically skittish and easily startled, didn't flee. Instead, they curiously observed the orb as it floated and slowly retreated back into the darkness, disappearing as mysteriously as it appeared. So what could this be? Extraterrestrial encounters or natural occurrences like ball lighting, swamp gas, or some kind of camera anomaly? More mysterious video clips are surfacing from New Jersey following the infamous drone incident, raising even more questions about what's really happening in that area. Here are 2 more intriguing clips that are recently shared by locals. In the first clip, a man was filming a strange orb floating in the night sky. At first, it seemed like a simple glowing sphere, but after a few seconds, something started happening. 2 blinking lights appear on either side of the orb, and the object seems to transform into what looks like a craft of some kind. The orb's sudden evolution into a structured object has left viewers stunned. In the second clip, captured by another observer, an orb can be seen emerging from the ocean. The footage shows the orb slowly ascending into the sky before vanishing into the night. What could possibly be going on out there in New Jersey? Is this a surge of UFO activity, or are we witnessing advanced experimental technology at work? Of course, there's always the possibility that these videos are cleverly edited hoaxes, but if they're genuine, then we have to be concerned. This next footage comes from a woman in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's as baffling as it is intriguing. She captured a strange blinking object in the night sky, which she identified as a drone. The drone was moving steadily across the sky, but things took an eerie turn when it approached a particular glowing orb nearby. As soon as the drone got close to the orb, it suddenly plummeted straight to the ground as if something had forced it down. Now, this has sparked a wave of conspiracy theories. Many believe the drone was human-operated, sent to investigate the glowing orb, which is thought to be extraterrestrial in nature. The idea is that the alien orb possibly neutralized the drone in self-defense to maintain secrecy. Others, however, suggest this could simply be a malfunction in the drone, a coincidence, or perhaps even an elaborate hoax. What do you think? Have you heard about the Disney incident that happened this year? A couple visited Disney World and while there, they decided to grab a bite at one of the restaurants. The man's wife had severe food allergies, so she specifically informed the staff to avoid including any of the ingredients that she was allergic to. Unfortunately, after eating, the woman suffered an allergic reaction and heartbreakingly passed away. It turned out the food she was served contained one of the allergens she had explicitly mentioned. Heartbroken and seeking justice, the man decided to sue Disney. However, when the case went to court, Disney managed to avoid legal consequences by invoking an unexpected clause. Apparently, the man had unknowingly signed away his right to sue when he subscribed to Disney Plus for a free trial. It was buried away in the terms and conditions with a clause that prevented subscribers from suing Disney in certain situations. This revelation caused a massive uproar. People were outraged that large corporations could use such fine print to shield themselves from accountability, often at the expense of unsuspecting consumers. Because of the public backlash, Disney eventually decided to settle with the man. Not sure how I feel about this, but how do you think we can keep big corporations like Disney on their toes? A man lifted a massive rock and uncovered something extraordinary underneath. It's a scorpion, but not just any scorpion. It was a black scorpion, and as he observed it, the creature started to glow. Every few seconds, its body emitted a mesmerizing bluish-green hue, almost as if it were illuminated from within. This fascinating creature is known as the Emperor Scorpion. While its natural black color is striking, under UV light or certain conditions, it exhibits this bioluminescent glow. This glowing effect is due to compounds in the scorpion's exoskeleton that fluoresce under ultraviolet light, the character shared by many scorpions. Despite their intimidating appearance, emperor scorpions are surprisingly docile compared to other scorpions and are often kept as exotic pets. Their glow, however, is still a mystery to scientists. Some theories suggest it might be a defense mechanism to confuse predators or help the scorpion detect UV light in its environment. Would you ever get one for a pet? A young woman recently shared a haunting discovery she made while going through her childhood photos. The image was taken by her father. It seemed normal at first, but then she noticed something truly unsettling. In the picture, you see two little children standing in a wooded area. It was the young woman as a girl alongside her little sister. But if you look closely in the background, there's a humanoid figure standing further away. The figure appears tiny because of the distance, but its shape and stance are unmistakably human-like. Now, you might think it's just someone in the woods, right? But this was taken on private property, and the family was certain that they were alone that day. So what was that figure? A stranger trespassing, or was there something otherworldly lurking in the shadows? Remember the case of Tesla vehicles allegedly detecting ghosts? Well, it seems to have yet another compelling instance of that phenomenon. A man recently shared a video of his Tesla's display while driving through a graveyard. He just visited the grave of a loved one and was headed out when something caught his attention. On the Tesla monitor, human-shaped figures appeared, but when he looked outside, there was no one there. Here's where things get even stranger. At one point, the monitor detected what looked like a motorcyclist, so the man drove to where the figure appeared, and he discovered something chilling. It was the grave of a biker. How could this possibly be a coincidence? Could it be that Teslas are unintentionally designed to pick up on paranormal entities, or is there some other explanation?
Look. It's a lot of fucking people, dude.
This eerie footage was captured by a group of friends taking a nighttime stroll. While walking, they spotted a figure standing deep among the trees, so they started recording. That's when they realized this was no ordinary person. The figure had an ethereal, ghostly appearance. It wasn't solid, it was translucent, as if it were made of mist or light. The eerie way it stood there, motionless, scared them too. Realizing they might be witnessing something paranormal, the group did not stick around to investigate further. Fear took over, and they all ran, leaving the ghostly figure behind. What would you do if you encountered something like this on a nighttime walk? This footage is truly strange and captivating. It shows two men standing in shallow ocean water, but something unusual is happening with the water itself. As they run through it, the water appears to be divided into two distinct sections. One is a clear, vibrant blue, while the other is darker and almost ominous in appearance. What's even more peculiar is how the darker water seems to be carried forward by the waves, almost as if it has a life of its own, pushing into the lighter blue water. The men, seemingly aware of the oddity, are seen running out of the darkest section and into the clearer one. The sharp division between the two water types almost looks unreal. Could it have a natural explanation? If so, can any of you help us with it? A trucker driving through Alaska shared a chilling story and a photograph. He'd parked his vehicle near the Dalton Highway to take a break and decided to stretch his legs while snapping pictures of the surrounding wilderness. At the time, he swore he was entirely alone. After all, it's not the kind of place you'd expect to encounter anyone wandering on foot. It wasn't until the next day when he reviewed the photos at home when he noticed something eerie. One of the pictures shows an odd dark shape standing by a tree. It could easily be dismissed as a shadow or trick of the light, but when you look closely, you can make out what looks like a broad shoulder and a figure standing upright. The trucker recalled that while taking the photograph, he noticed a strange foul odor in the air, though he thought nothing of it at the time. Now he believes this odor, combined with the figure in the image, points to none other than Bigfoot. According to him, this wouldn't be the first encounter he's ever had with the elusive creature. Take a closer look at this incredible sight. A spider with what appears to be a strange mass on its back. At first glance, you might think it's dirt or debris, but no, this is far more fascinating. That mass is actually a cluster of baby spiders hitching a ride on their mother's back. This spider is none other than the wolf spider, known not only for its hunting prowess, but also for its remarkable parenting behavior. Unlike many other spider species which abandon their eggs after laying them, wolf spiders carry their egg sacs attached to their spinnerets, ensuring the eggs are safe until they hatch. But it doesn't stop there. Once the baby spiders emerge, they climb onto their mother's back and stay there until they're ready to fend for themselves. This unique form of maternal care is rare in the arachnid world and showcases just how fascinating these creatures are. So nothing paranormal, just thought it'd be cool to know. China is at it again. This time they've introduced a spherical robot police officer. Yeah, you heard that right. A robot patrolling the streets alongside human officers. Take a look at this impressive device. It moves independently, rolling smoothly on its spherical design. It's equipped with net guns, tear gas speakers, and even smoke grenades. If that's not enough, it can chase at speeds of up to 20 miles per hour. So if you're thinking of running from the police, good luck keeping up with this thing. The robot has just been released for test patrols in China, and if it proves effective, it could become mainstream. At this rate, China seems centuries ahead in living out a real-life sci-fi world. What do you think? By now, most of us have heard about the shocking case of the healthcare CEO who was recently murdered. The suspect, identified as Luigi, has adamantly claimed that he's innocent and is being framed for the crime. However, based on the evidence revealed so far during the investigation, all signs seem to point directly to him as the perpetrator. This case has sparked widespread discussion online, with opinions sharply divided. Some see Luigi as a hero for those who feel they've been wronged by the healthcare system. Others believe he claims of being framed. Meanwhile, many remain convinced that Luigi is guilty, trusting the evidence presented so far. If you head over to his Twitter, you'll find a collection of images that is one of a Pokemon 286, a spinal injury, and him on a trip. This, according to many, is nothing but a cryptic confession of his crimes. To them, decrypting everything is basically him saying he had revenge on the CEO for the pain he might have suffered, or something along those lines. Despite these accusations, he insists he's innocent and being framed. Why? Well, he's heir to millions of dollars, which he apparently can't receive if he's a felon. It's hard to say which camp is right, but what do you guys also think? There are many theories on how evolution has shaped living organisms, from humans to animals and even plants. These particular examples are fascinating. Take a look at this footage. A man plucks a tiny banana from a bunch growing in the wild. When he peels it open, you'll notice something unusual. There are black spots inside the fruit. These spots aren't signs of a banana going bad. Instead, this is what's known as a wild banana. Wild bananas are believed to be the original natural form of bananas before selective breeding and evolution altered their structure into the larger, seedless variety we commonly eat today. Those black spots inside are actually seeds, which were bred out over time to make modern bananas easier to eat. It's fascinating to see how much evolution and human intervention have transformed even something as simple as fruit. Would you try a wild banana? A family shared a disturbing series of events captured on their home security system, which has left many people baffled. It all started when they noticed an unusual infestation of flies. Strangely, the flies weren't inside the house or near the trash can, but were clustered on their front door in unnerving numbers. What made this even stranger was that shortly before the fly infestation began, their security camera captured this. In the footage, their son was asleep on the couch in the living room when, out of nowhere, he woke up and left the room. When asked about it, he said he felt an overwhelming sense of unease that compelled him to leave. When reviewing the footage, the family spotted something chilling. On the far side of the frame near the door, a figure can be seen. It's faint, shadowy, and easy to miss in the darkness, but it's undeniably there. The family believes this mysterious figure could be tied to the strange and sudden appearance of the flies, almost as if it brought the infestation with it. What say you? These days, we rely on advanced weather technology and machines to detect and warn us about the approaching natural disasters like tornadoes, hurricanes, and tsunamis. However, even with these advancements, nature can still catch us off guard. On December the 5th, a random tornado tore through Scotts Valley without any prior warning. The storm injured a few people, though thankfully no lives were lost. Take a look at the aftermath. Cars overturned, trees uprooted, and debris scattered across the town. Do you think we'll ever reach a point where weather predictions are 100% reliable?
Tornado in Scotts Valley, bro? What the
Weird, right? Someone stumbled upon this bizarre find inside the trunk of a tree, a pulsating, whitish formation that almost seemed alive. The structure was tubular, resembling a snake or some kind of elongated organism, and it appeared to be spreading throughout the tree. So what is it? No one knows for sure. However, fungi and slime molds are known for their otherworldly appearances. Some even seem to pulsate as though they transport nutrients through their networks. Slime molds, in particular, are fascinating. They can move across surfaces and search for food almost as though they were alive. But here's where it gets even stranger. The way this thing moves and its unusual tubular structure has led some to speculate that it might not be entirely natural. Could it be a muted organism shaped by environmental factors, or perhaps an entirely undiscovered species? Next, let's talk about Anthony Lafredo, the man who has taken body modification to a whole new level. Anthony is known online as the Black Alien and is on a mission to transform himself into a living, breathing extraterrestrial. And when I say transformation, I mean extreme transformation. Anthony has tattooed nearly every inch of his body jet black, including his eyeballs. But it doesn't stop there. He's also had several of his body parts surgically altered or removed entirely. For example, he's amputated 2 fingers on each hand to give them a claw-like appearance and has undergone surgeries to reshape parts of his face and head. While his journey is all about achieving his personal vision of happiness and self-expression, and in today's world, people are free to explore their individuality on this level of body modification, but it's undeniably shocking to most. Some admire his dedication and courage to follow his vision despite societal norms, while others are bewildered or even disturbed by his appearance. At the end of the day, it's Anthony's body and his choice, but it's hard not to wince at the lengths he's willing to go to have his dream of becoming an alien. Meet this adventurous woman, a travel influencer who's always chasing adrenaline-filled experiences in some of the world's most exotic locations. Her latest escapade was taking a dip in a body of water surrounded by sharks, a daring move not for the faint-hearted. As the footage rolls, you can see her wading gracefully, seemingly at ease despite being surrounded by these magnificent predators. But hold on. Watch closely as one particularly large shark swims dangerously close to her leg and nibbles at it before swimming away. Now, before you start worrying, the shark is a nurse shark, a species known for being calm and gentle by nature. Nurse sharks are bottom dwellers and primarily feed on small fish and crustaceans. They aren't aggressive towards humans unless provoked, which is why this influencer remained calm even during this close encounter. Would you dare to swim so close to these fascinating creatures? Years ago, this bizarre piece of footage made its way online. In the video, some kayakers came across a strange hairy creature leaving a massive rock formation in the middle of the sea. This was bipedal with clawed feet. One of the divers decided to help it onto the kayak, gently guiding it away from the structure. The strange being's unusual features sparked immediate debate online. Many claimed it was a cryptid not yet recognized by science, while others suggested it could be some kind of undiscovered marine species. Reports at the time said the creature was taken in for further study. However, as the buzz grew, it was eventually revealed the footage was a stunt to attract more tourists to the area. While it may have disappointed cryptid enthusiasts, you've got to admit, that was a clever marketing move. Let's take a look at this fascinating tech invention. It's a round pillow-like device worn on the head, but don't let its appearance fool you. It's not for sleeping or massages. This innovative gadget allows you to see and feel your surroundings with your eyes closed. As you can see in the footage, users wear this device can move around and navigate their environment with their eyes shut. What's even more remarkable is that it's being tested on blind individuals who seem to respond with awe and excitement. While I can't confirm how exactly this technology works, it seems to provide some form of sensory input that helps users perceive their environment in real time. Judging by the reactions of the people in the footage, this could be a breakthrough in assistive technology, especially for the visually impaired. I wonder what the future will look like with tech like this already made. Have you ever seen something so subtle yet so fascinating that it leaves you wondering what's really going on? Take a look at this footage. Everyone walking along this path keeps lifting their feet unusually high as though there's an invisible step in their way. The odd part is that there's no step there at all. Most people either stop mid-step, stumble slightly, or awkwardly adjust their gait as if they're trying to step over something that doesn't exist. This strange phenomenon has caught the attention of many. Some believe it's caused by the shadows on the ground combined with the way the metal structure nearby creates an optical illusion. It tricks the brain into thinking there is a step, forcing people to adjust their movements. But what do you think? Could it be a trick of the light, or is there something else going on here? It captures a disc-shaped craft in the sky floating over the ocean and near a forest. The craft just glided smoothly, its disc shape clearly visible against the backdrop of the horizon. Despite significant technological advancements over the years, we have yet to see a saucer-shaped craft like this in conventional aeronautics. Could this be genuine footage of a UFO? The clarity and distinct shape of the craft have certainly fueled speculation. While some might argue it's an elaborate hoax or a cleverly designed drone, others are convinced this is proof of extraterrestrial life. Share your thoughts on this. Let's take a look at this intriguing image captured by an astronomer. It shows a flash of what looks like fire over the moon, resembling some sort of explosion. Interestingly, the explosion didn't appear to hit the moon, but rather ignited just above the surface. People have made several observations about this phenomenon. The area where the explosion occurred looks dark, but there seems to be a crater there. Some theorize that this was a meteor or asteroid that hit the part of the moon where there was no light, creating the illusion of an explosion above the surface. However, there are others with their own unique takes. Some believe that a mysterious field around the moon caused the impact to occur in such a dramatic fashion. Others even suggest that something or someone on the moon shot at the approaching object, causing it to explode before making contact. What do you think this could be? In this curious image taken, there appears to be a creature hiding behind a tree. The upper part of the creature is visible as it peeks through a space between two branches of the tree. The creature appears to be very hairy, and looking at where its head is compared to the tree, the creature is huge, probably around 8 to 9 feet. The image was apparently captured from higher ground, giving us a unique bird's-eye view of the tree-hugging giant. It's not your regular ape. Some are donning their tinfoil hats, convinced that it's the elusive Bigfoot making a rare appearance in suburbia. Others are more skeptical, thinking it's just a neighbor with a flair for the dramatic, possibly trying out a new costume or pulling off the world's most elaborate photobomb. I'm tempted to lean toward the skeptical bunch, but what about you? Security footage captured this bizarre situation on camera. As you can see, it's daytime and a person coming down the stairs stumbles. He didn't just stumble because he missed his step. No, a person popped out of the ground from nowhere. The scene presents itself as a peculiar moment that challenges our understanding of reality. Could it be a cleverly staged prank, with someone strategically hidden below the surface, ready to make an unexpected entrance? Or perhaps we're witnessing a momentary glitch in the Matrix? What do you think? Let us know in the comments section. Have you ever seen a ball of fire gracefully hovering among the leaves of a towering tree? If you answered no, today's your lucky day. People in the area are fascinated by this unusual sight, calling it a light entity. It shows up unexpectedly and stays a safe distance away. Locals of the area also state that while unexpected and strange, this light entity is a frequent visitor of the vicinity. This spectacle has given rise to speculations and discussions among the locals, prompting them to delve into the possible explanations behind its manifestation. Some state it's not a supernatural entity and that there has to be a logical explanation, while the majority entertain the idea of it being a guardian spirit. Some even say it might be a deity of the town coming for regular visits. What do you think? Speaking of aliens, residents of a vicinity in Brazil saw this round metallic object on the ground in the middle of the road. This object was found after a loud explosion was heard throughout the area. The object was also burning from within. As news of this got out, people speculated that it could be an alien object from the sky. Local authorities, however, provided a different perspective, asserting that the mysterious object was a component of a machine from a nearby factory. Despite this official explanation, the factory itself has yet to confirm or deny the association with the enigmatic metallic sphere. This has left room for continued intrigue and speculation about the true nature of this unusual occurrence. Personally, I think it looks like a tinfoil wrapped around something, but what do I know? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more videos for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode. Still on heavenly bodies, this footage was recorded from the International Space Station. And what do we see? Strange glowing orbs just hanging out up there. Now the big question is, are we dealing with some kind of extraterrestrial craft, or are these orbs actually celestial entities? The space around Earth is populated with satellites, space debris, and other objects. Glowing lights could be reflections of these objects, especially when caught in the sunlight. But we cannot rule out the possibility of extraterrestrial crafts out there, because just like Nibiru, there might be some truth to these conspiracies, or do you think I'm losing it at this point? Stepping away from the height department, let's take a look at this smooth heist. Two thieves roll up to someone's place, and one of them is wielding an antenna. Now, you might be thinking, what's with the antenna? Well, these crafty folks are using it to boost the connection between the car inside the house and the electric car parked outside. So as soon as they get the connection, the car opens and they can drive away with it like they own it. Now, to outsmart these high-tech bandits, the tip is to keep your car keys in a metal container or a special pouch away from your car. Those who leave their keys by the door are basically giving these thieves a VIP pass to a free ride. At least, that's what Julius told me. Can anyone confirm this? What would you do if you returned to your locked car and saw a pair of glowing eyes staring back at you through the window of the passenger side? A man found himself in exactly this situation late one night, and it was an experience he won't soon forget. As he approached his car, he noticed something peculiar inside. On the passenger side, a pale face with glowing eyes appeared briefly, staring intently at him. Before he could fully comprehend what he was seeing, the face vanished as quickly as it had appeared. Understandably shocked, he cautiously opened the car door. To his bewilderment, there was no one in sight. The car was empty, with no signs of the eerie visitor he had just seen. The incident left him deeply unnerved. If it were me in that situation, I'd probably leave the car right there and opt for a taxi or an Uber home. The thought of driving off after such an encounter is just too unsettling, and honestly, getting the car exorcised or blessed might not seem so far-fetched after an experience like that. Because really, what on earth was that thing? What would you do in this situation? Share your thoughts and reactions. These days, there are many things coming out that makes me question if everything we know about the world and the Earth is even true anymore. Take a look at this footage. A man was taking a video of the moon in the sky, and as he zoomed in, something strange happened. The moon looked like it was a kite, and then its shape glitched out. The color also shifted to a shade between pink and red. Wow. Now, is this even possible? We all know that the moon is round, but sometimes appears crescent when there is a shadow over part of it. So what is this odd shape in the sky? This makes you wonder if all the talks about a matrix world are real. It's unsettling to consider the possibility that our perception of reality might be manipulated or incomplete. What do you make of this footage? Now let's dive into another spooky scene. A man and his friend cruising one dark night when suddenly they stumble upon something straight out of a horror movie. So we have about 6 folks decked out in red robes with eerie white masks covering their faces. If you were driving and you saw this, you'd turn around, but not our brave driver. He kept driving, and when they noticed the car, they also didn't run. Instead, they lined up on both sides of the road to allow the cars to drive by. This is an unsettling situation on all levels. The big mystery here, who were those masked figures and why in the world were they standing in the middle of the road? Could they be ritualistic gatherings, or are we dealing with supernatural phenomena? Now, some skeptics are calling foul, saying it's all staged for a scare. But what's your take on this? Is it a spooky encounter with the unknown, or just a well-crafted performance to give everyone a good scare? During heavy rainfall, someone captured this in the night sky. There was a loud screeching sound followed by a loud boo and this strange green laser coming from the sky under the earth. Now, the person recording suggests it could be an explosion, but I'm leaning toward alien invasion vibes here. I mean, what kind of explosion comes with sound effects and a green laser light show? Are we sure someone didn't accidentally open a portal to another dimension? I'm curious to know your take on this. Explosion or something more extraterrestrial? What do we have here? Someone trying to pick up this strange-looking creature on the muddy ground with a pair of chopsticks. The creature was sandwiched between the sticks, but as soon as he tried to lift it, the creature vanished from the spot and appeared in another position, almost as if it had teleported. Well, this intriguing creature is called the mudskipper. Mudskippers are fascinating amphibious fish known for their ability to move and survive both in water and on land. They use their pectoral fins to walk on the muddy surfaces of their habitats and their unique appearance and behaviors. While it may seem like the mudskipper teleported, it's actually a combination of its quick, agile movements and its ability to blend into its muddy surroundings that creates this illusion. There are many unexplained things that we've come across that sometimes defy explanation. People often create conspiracies in hopes of making sense of these strange phenomena. Take a look at this footage, for instance. A hand holds up this freaky-looking fish. The fish has 2 mouths. Yes, you heard that right. 2 mouths, one on top of the other. Both mouths were wide open, giving the fish a bizarre appearance. To add to the strangeness, the fish also has 4 eyes, 2 on each side of its face. This footage has raised a lot of eyebrows. Some suggest it's simply a deformed fish, perhaps the result of conjoined twins that didn't fully separate. Others believe that environmental factors, such as pollution or chemicals in the water, could have caused this deformity. There are also those who think this might be some kind of experiment gone wrong in a lab, leading to this unusual creature. What do you think? Take a look at this footage that was taken in Ukraine. In it, you can see a house across a green field moving. Did you catch that? A house is moving. Since when do houses move? What if I told you it wasn't a house at all? This, my friends, is an army tank camouflaged as a house. Just imagine being stalked by a house. These guys are certainly taking camouflage to a whole new level, wouldn't you agree? Take a look at this video clip. At first glance, it's just a regular aeroplane making its way across the sky. No big deal, right? But here's where it gets interesting. If you take a closer look in slow motion, there's this mysterious cloaked craft that whooshes by. Even in slow motion, it's moving at a pace that'll make your head spin. Now let's not jump to conclusions and declare it's aliens or anything, but it does make you ponder, doesn't it? There might be some other things up there sharing the vastness of the sky with us. It's like a subtle hint that there's more to our surroundings than meets the eye. What are your thoughts? If you haven't already hit the like button, subscribed, or even dropped a comment so far, could you please do so now? It goes a long way to help us make more of these videos for you. Thank you so much. Now back to today's episode. The Grim Reaper, a figure steeped in myth and legend, is often depicted as the personification of death itself, appearing in various cultures with his signature scythe and black robes. But does such an entity truly exist, or is it merely a product of human imagination and folklore? Recently, footage surfaced depicting a dark-robed entity floating in the night sky, prompting speculation about the existence of the Grim Reaper. While this figure lacked the notable scythe typically associated with the Grim Reaper, the eerie atmosphere it exuded led the poster of the footage to believe that they had captured the legendary entity on camera. So what can we make of this encounter? Could this dark-robed figure truly be the Grim Reaper, manifesting in our world to claim souls, as myth suggests? Or is it simply a trick of the light or a case of mistaken identity? The Matrix isn't the only subject that makes me question reality. Recently, there's been a surge of sightings of fairy tale creatures in real life, blurring the lines between myth and reality. People are sharing footage of gnomes, dragons, and even fairies. Take a look at this intriguing clip shared by a man who saw something unusual on his way home. Initially, it appears to be a piece of dried wood lying on the ground. However, as the camera zooms in, you can see that this stick has a head and a face with detailed features that are unmistakably lifelike. Its legs resemble those of a grasshopper, giving it an otherworldly appearance. The creature lies motionless on the ground with its eyes closed, giving it an eerie, almost enchanting quality. Is this real, or is it a hoax? In yet another account of the alleged ball of lightning, a man and his daughters witnessed the glowing orb materializing in the sky above a mountain and descending slowly.
Vendo de novo, Beto, olha lá. Ela vai passar por nós aqui.
Despite it being daytime, the luminosity of the orb was unmistakable, and even their dog seemed intrigued, barking at the ethereal presence. The accounts of ball lightning often involve sightings during thunderstorms or in the vicinity of electrical activity. Despite being considered a natural phenomenon by some in the scientific community, its rarity and unpredictability have led to speculation and sometimes sensational interpretations, including claims of extraterrestrial or paranormal origins. While scientists have proposed various hypotheses to explain ball lightning, it remains one of the least understood natural phenomena. I won't pretend to fully understand them, but if any of you are watching does, please explain in the comments section. Aaron and I will be reading the comments. Just a quick reminder before the next clip comes, if you still haven't liked, commented, or subscribed, could you do so right now? You wouldn't want me to send a Bigfoot after you now, would you?
Mire, eso es una cosa, un fenómeno.
In the dusky evening sky over Colombia, around 7 p.m., a family found themselves amid an inexplicable phenomenon.
Ya han caído uno, allá hay otro aquí.
Allá va otro, allá va otro, allá va otro, allá abajo. Y de la calle se tiene que ver mejor.
Vea que está corriendo, no mire la calle.
A camera captured a mesmerizing sight, a luminous ball of light descending gracefully toward the earth. With the moon ruled out and the sun long set, the nature of this celestial display became a subject of speculation. Various theories emerged to account for this mysterious occurrence. Some have proposed the idea of a ball of lightning, a natural but rare atmospheric phenomenon. Others, fueled by a sense of wonder and curiosity, entertain the possibility of something more otherworldly in origin, something alien. Having seen it yourself, what do you think might be the source of this luminous ball of light?
Siguen escuchando un montón de ruido. Y se escuchan por todo el patio encima. No es algo que, tipo, pasó en un solo lugar. Pero no sé. ¡Ay! ¿Qué fue eso?
A woman was out late one evening, having just finished running some errands and preparing to settle in for the night. As she made her way back inside, she couldn't shake a strange feeling that something was off. The atmosphere around her felt unusually tense. So she decided to pull out her phone and start filming, hoping to capture whatever might be making her so uncomfortable. In the background, you can hear her dog barking, a clear sign that even the animal sensed something wasn't right. As she panned the camera around her surroundings, something startled her. In a moment of panic, she rushed back inside the house. But what had spooked her so much? Let's take another look at the footage. There it was. Standing in the corner of the building, barely visible in the dim light, was a dark figure. It appeared to be facing her, silently watching. Her instincts had been right all along. But what could that figure be?
Pero no sé. ¿Qué fue eso?
I'm here at the balcony and jumped in. I see the weirdest thing upstairs. It's not a glitch in my phone. I'm zooming in. It's shining, doing something.
This next footage from Thailand was captured in May. A man staying in Phuket was looking out from his hotel window when he spotted something floating above one of the tallest buildings in the city. The object was oddly shaped, glowing brightly, and appeared to be emitting different colors, shifting between them almost as if pulsing with energy. Naturally, the first thing that comes to mind for many viewers is the possibility of a UFO. Could this be another case of extraterrestrial activity, or is there a more earthly explanation for what was seen? What do you think it is?
I'm here at the balcony and jumped in. I see the weirdest thing upstairs. It's not a glitch in my phone. I'm zooming in. It's shining, doing something. And as far as
I've always wondered what a person's final moments feels like, and this footage adds another layer to the curiosity. A family had set up a surveillance in a room to monitor their elderly grandfather. What they captured is truly mysterious. As the grandfather was lying on his bed or sofa, a strange light appeared near him. At first, you might think it's just a reflection. After all, the footage is recorded from a phone monitoring the care camera. But then something eerie happens. The old man, visibly weak, actually turns his head toward the light, acknowledging its presence. The light seems to float around him for a while, as if it's observing him, and then the clip ends. What could this have been? A reflection, or perhaps something more spiritual? A man came across a truly fascinating tree while walking through his property, and honestly, it's one of the moments where nature just leaves you in awe. The tree was massive, its trunk firmly rooted deep into the soil. But what made it so unique was that on one side of the tree, there was this thick branch, though calling it a branch might be an understatement. It was like a whole other tree sprouting out of the main one. This branch wasn't connected to the ground at all, yet it grew upward just as tall and strong as the primary trunk, stretching toward the sky. It's like the tree was splitting itself in two, creating this beautiful, almost surreal sight. How incredible is that?
But all the weight from this tree is just resting on here. There's nothing, connecting it. So that is one strong trunk.
Now take a good look at this footage and tell me, could this possibly be real? A creature about the size of a baby was seen hopping on all fours like a frog, but this wasn't just any ordinary animal. No, this thing had a bizarre, almost human-like appearance except for its disturbing features. Its feet were clawed, its head misshapen, and from its mouth, long, sharp fangs protruded menacingly. What's even stranger? The face. It looked shockingly similar to that of an adult man. Some claim it's a hoax, while others insist it could be something far more sinister. But what do you think? Could this creature actually exist, or is it just another case of the internet playing tricks on us?
It's like shapeshifting. What the frick, Martin? You see it? I don't know what it is. I don't know.
A couple was parked out in the dark, enjoying the night sky, when something strange caught their eye in the distance. Floating up high, an odd object appeared, shifting shape continuously, almost as if it couldn't settle on one form. Is that a UFO? Or perhaps something else entirely? The way it morphed from one shape to another left them completely mystified. They're convinced it's either alien or paranormal. Julius is also convinced that they either never left their room or heard of spiders. What do you think?
It's like shapeshifting. What the frick, Martin? You see it? I don't know what it is. I don't know.
We've all heard those wild rumors about celebrities being cloned, but what if I told you some stars may actually hire stand-ins to take their place? Sure, we know actors have stunt doubles, but what about singers? Take this recent Usher concert, for example. Fans noticed something strange about the performance. Before the concert, it was reported that Usher had injured his neck and a few shows were even cancelled. But when he finally hits the stage, fans couldn't believe but noticed that something was off. Just look at this guy. He doesn't look much like the Usher we all know. A clone would have been a closer match. Even the voice didn't seem right. Could it be possible that Usher hired someone else to perform as him? If anyone has more info on what was at that concert, feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments section. In this next footage, a strange craft was spotted in the sky, moving at an odd, mesmerizing way. It had this unusual glow or light in its center, almost resembling a missile or beam spinning in circles as it moved. The footage is quite blurry, making it hard to identify exactly what the object could be, but its movements and glowing center left many baffled. What I'm most curious about is the light that is spinning. What is that about? Aaron confidentially claimed it was a UFO, pointing to the erratic behavior and strange circling light as evidence of something extraterrestrial. If you're a member of the paranormal or conspiracy community, you're probably familiar with the theory that the moon landing might have been staged. rumor has it that on the outskirts of Las Vegas, there's a vast piece of land that some claim was the site where the 1969 moon landing footage was recorded. The terrain is said to have an eerie resemblance to the surface of the moon that was shown to the world during the famous broadcast. The theory suggests that the entire moon landing was a hoax directed by none other than Stanley Kubrick, the acclaimed filmmaker. Some believe Kubrick was chosen for his expertise in creating realistic scenes, as seen in his work on 2001: A Space Odyssey. Speculators believe that with the intense space race going on between the US and the Soviet Union at the time, faking the landing would have been a strategic move to ensure America's victory. This conspiracy has been circulating for decades, raising questions about the footage, the shadows, and the way the flag moved. But the truth remains up for debate. What do you make of this? Diamonds are famously known as one of the hardest minerals on Earth, cherished for their durability and sparkle. But did you know diamonds might do more than just sparkle? Scientists recently suggested that if we launched diamond dust into the atmosphere annually, we could potentially lower Earth's temperature by up to 3 degrees. The tiny diamond particles would reflect sunlight in space, acting as a sunshade to help counteract climate change. The real question, though, is whether we'd be prepared to make the atmosphere glitter like that. What do you think? Could diamonds really be our unexpected ally in cooling the planet? This footage, captured by a passerby, shows a strange orange glow in the sky, almost as if it's revealing or mapping out something, perhaps something cloaked. The glow appears to be an outline or a shape, causing quite a stir. Some people are dismissing it as a hoax, but others, like Aaron, suggest it could be a cloaked craft in the process of either decloaking or malfunctioning. The idea of cloaking technology has always intrigued those interested in UFOs and other explained phenomena, so it's not surprising that some would lean toward that explanation. Others, though, are suggesting it might be a glitch in the matrix, a term often used to describe reality-bending anomalies that don't seem to fit our understanding of the world. Could this be evidence of advanced technology, or is there a more grounded explanation for the glow? A plane flying over the Atlantic captured some truly bizarre images. What you're seeing is a mysterious red glow, almost like flames lighting up the dark ocean. These images have sparked all kinds of theories, because what could possibly create such a fiery appearance in the middle of the Atlantic? Some think it could be volcanic activity under the ocean, with lava heating the water and creating that eerie red light. While this idea has some grounding, the region the plane was flying over wasn't near known volcanic zones. Others have suggested it might be something less natural, like lights from a deep-sea fishing boats, but that wouldn't usually create such an intense fiery effect. There's also the question of whether this could be a reflection of something atmospheric, a phenomenon we don't yet understand. What do you think it could be? And with that, we end today's episode. Thank you for staying with us. Before you go, with their clips and videos you think we should have featured by now that we haven't? Well, the good news is you can share them with us and we'll post them crediting you. Please send any such footage, including ones you recorded yourself, to us via classifiedcaptures@gmail.com. We'll do our thing and include it in our next episode. We can't wait to receive what you have. Share this video with someone you love, and I will see you in the next one.